This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. We have had some great crack all day. I must have got here I was expected to be here down maybe an hour, 2 hours. Been here for 4 hours, watched everyone train. The banter's been flowing. We're having a good little day, aren't we?
Having a good time, having a very good day. But before we continue, I've got to shout you out for the footwear.
Oh, come on.
Looking suave, looking suave. I need a pair. Well done, Tommy. They're very good. Well, let's carry on.
They'll like that actually. That's sort of why I wore it, because they want me to wear it for an Eddie interview. So Eddie, if you're hearing this...
All right, Eddie, you want to wear the Tommy mallets because they're looking good, you know. I'm looking for a similar pair myself. Looking suave, Tommy, looking suave.
My man. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. I suppose we can reflect as back as Buatsi, but we can reflect as back as White Franklin on what wasn't to be. Firstly, on the Buatsi front, what do you take out of it? Quite a close contest. A while back now, not something that you'll be beating yourself up over, but proved your world level, really.
Yeah, 100% a close contest. You know, people see it each way, what they like, what you didn't like. It's just one of them fights. It was a good, enjoyable fight. You know, he's a hell of a fighter. Obviously, I proved I'm at that level. He's proved he's at that level, and I just enjoyed it, learned from it, grew from it, and looking to take that 2023 and everything I've learned and put into the gym and make sure this year come to storm the division.
Well, obviously, you were meant to fight on that White Franklin bill against Richard Bolotņiks. When the card was announced, everyone was like, oh my God, like what a fight. You go off the Buatsi defeat and then get straight in with Richard Bolotņiks. Wasn't to be, illness for yourself.
Yeah.
Just how was dealing with that mentally, I suppose, because I imagine you do a whole camp and you prepare yourself so much for that moment.
It was terrible, really, because I had a 12-week camp, I had 3 months, I've never felt better. You know, like some fighters say, I never feel better. This camp, I really felt good. I felt like I was coming into form. That's why I feel like off the back of the fight, I come to the gym, started putting things into play, and I was feeling myself when I was boxing, to be honest. I felt really comfortable in that ring. And in fight week, it hit me, and I was literally, the reason we was fighting each day is because my camp was so good. I just thought if I can get up to 40-50% health, I'm willing to fight because the camp was so good. But it weren't meant to be. I was declining every day. By the time I hit the Thursday, went to the doctors, they was like, nah. Yeah, everyone was getting ill, and there was that viral infection. Even it was probably a little bit worse than I thought, because even after the Saturday, I was getting worse. And then like a couple of weeks in, I thought I'd recovered. Then I went back to the gym. Well, I didn't go to the gym. I went and helped Chris Billam-Smith out for some sparring twice that week. By the time I hit the Friday, crashed again. I was out for another 3 weeks.
Everyone's got this same story. I mean, I know the Boxing Social viewers aren't really caring about what viruses are going around and that, but like same with me, it felt like it just sort of knocked everyone, and then they got rid of it, and then it come back again.
Yeah, that's what happened. I ended up 5 weeks
I still can't shift this cough, like.
Yeah, it's horrible. 5 weeks, and then that's why, like, when I come back last week or whatever, I was thinking, I hope I don't get hit again like I was a bit, but I'm better now, so that's the main thing. Ready to rock and roll now.
We look forward to it. Do you think that will be the Bolotņiks fight rescheduled? We were just having a laugh and a joke off camera. Richard's been messaging you a lot. His manager's been messaging you. You want to get this fight on, man?
Listen, I don't understand. Am I a manager? No. Do I manage him? No. I think he needs a new management. I've got a management license, so if he does want a manager, I'll tell him to hit me up. I can sort his fight dates out for him, his opponents, everything. But I'm a fighter at the end of the day. I don't know why you're doing the politics with me. I'm here to train. A bit of advice, you message the promoter, you know, if you're listening. But yeah, that's what it is. But I'm just ready to rock and roll at this point.
Richard Bolotņiks, I suppose, whenever we get some of these European guys in, maybe not known to the more casual audience, but hardcores and boxing fans, we should know him by now. We know just how tough a test that could be, and he is a real good level, fringe world level fighter.
Yeah, he's very highly ranked in a lot of the world governing bodies. We know he's solid. You know he comes to bring the heat, and that's the sort of opponent I want, because I look at myself, obviously, coming shy of less war around with Dimitri Bivol, and we've seen what he's gone on to do. I believe I'm up there, and I want to now come up and start looking to win some world titles. And I believe that if you're looking at the likes of Bivols and the Beterbievs and that, you should be beating the guys just beneath them. Otherwise, if I can't beat them, I'm not ready for them. So I need a sort of test like these sort of guys to put me in good stead to go and win world titles.
The light heavyweight division one that's on absolute fire. You mentioned Beterbiev. He fights Anthony Yarde next Saturday in London. A big ask for Anthony Yarde. Queensberry done a fantastic job with him, delivered him another world title fight. He believes his time is now. Obviously, after Beterbiev, pound for pound, great knockout power like we've never seen. I think the only active world champion with 100% KO ratio. How do you see that fight going?
Look, Yarde said he's slowing down. I can see what he's slow. He obviously he's by his age, I think, what now, he's 38, yeah. He's very strong, very hard, tough man, can hit very hard. Yard's quite explosive, fast, good counter puncher. So I'll give Yard a chance, and I believe Yard can do it. It's a tough test. Man 18-0, 18 KOs. But he's coming maybe towards the back end of his career now. So it's a good time for him to box him. I'll give Yard a chance.
On Dimitri Bivol, obviously you had your close contest with him. It must almost be a bit mad now looking at what he's getting up to, because he was almost brought in as a Canelo opponent, and I don't say that with any disrespect to him, but a lot of the guys that fight Canelo are seen as opponents. He went and dispatched Canelo in what was quite a clean and convincing performance. We've seen him now in Abu Dhabi against Ramirez, made that look easy. I thought a few questions would be asked.
I was saying this about Bivol the whole time. When I boxed Bivol, when I asked for Bivol was the avoided man. He didn't even lose more than 2 rounds when I had boxed him. He was classed as one of the pound for pounds in the rankings at the time. And I remember even when I requested to fight him, everyone was online saying, that Richards ain't going to last 3 rounds, he ain't going to last 4 rounds, in different level, league, he's just won British title, it's a different... And then when I went in there and had a close contest, 140, 115, 130, 115, lost by a round, everyone then writ off Bivol. They didn't say, Craig. And I said to everyone...
And this is what happened.
Yeah, and I said to everyone, no, the guy's very good in there. I was just very switched on. I watched what he does. I boxed. I had to be sharp with him. And people just thought, it just must mean Bivol's not as that good. And then you looked to see what he went on to do, and everyone the way he dispatched off them. Same way before I boxed him, he'd done that to everyone. He'd done that off the back of when I boxed him. So clearly it shows that he never lost his step. That's as good as he is. Yeah. And I'm glad he was able to prove it, because someone it showed my level. But, people, they don't want to give you the credit, so they'll always dismiss your opponents, So it's good that he's gone on and beat someone like Canelo Alvarez, because then you can't say, maybe Canelo's not that good. We've seen what Canelo's done time and time again, so I'm glad and happy Bivol's got the credit, but it doesn't mean that I ain't going to want to see him again soon.
Well, this is very much a boxing thing that I spoke about with Jordan earlier, and I think Dempsey as well. Jordan and Felix as well. So Felix and Jordan both similar in not the best performance last time out, and then yourself similar with Dempsey in the fact that you call for the big names and then you get the big names and everyone's like, why are you fighting this guy? And then exactly, everyone's got a reason to complain at some point.
Picking, why don't you fight someone proper? When you steps up, you're gonna get sparked out, and then you step up. You're all right. Let me step up. Why is
he's not that good now? He's
why is he stepping up? We don't want to see him step up. You can't win, so you can't please the critics. All you got to do is stay on your journey, try and fulfill your goals and aspirations, and keep moving. I've won a few titles now, stepping through the rankings, the Britishes, the WBA, Continentals, Internationals, whatever. And I feel like now, if I don't get the main title before I hang up my gloves, I'll be disappointed in myself. And I work hard in the gym and I keep progressing, so I believe I can.
Well, obviously, hopefully get through Bolotņiks when that fight is rescheduled. Shout out Richard, though, no biases here at Boxing Social. I prefer not to speak.
Yes, shout out Bolotņiks.
I suppose then again on Bivol, it's almost a bit of a weird one in that Buatsi's being said as a potential opponent, and then maybe Canelo down at 168. What one makes the most sense in your eyes for Bivol? And obviously he could probably make 168. Canelo's undisputed down at 168. The Buatsi fight is one that's there. I think
and him fight's been anticipated for a while now, so I think that if he stays at light heavyweight, that probably should be the next one. He probably should tick off. But if I was him personally, if I've won a world title at light heavyweight and I can't get the unification, then I might want to unify the weight below, just for my accolades and to be put in the history books. But he's got options now, and I think before he never really had much options, but now after the Canelo fight, he's got options.
Yeah. Well, I suppose on the Buatsi front, over here, we know just how good Josh is, and he's sort of being built up to be a bit of a star like all you guys at the light heavyweight division. From Bivol's perspective, do you think he would maybe struggle to get himself up for a Buatsi? Maybe he would have struggled to get himself up for Ramirez a little bit.
I don't believe so, because I believe Buatsi he's had a big pedigree. You know, everyone knew him from the Olympics. Remember, he knocked out everyone in the Olympics to win his bronze medal. He then obviously he's never got a championship distance before. He's KO'd, obviously except my fight, but everyone else he KO'd for the championship distance. So he's a fighter that's got a high knockout percentage. Unbeaten fighter, dangerous fighter. So I don't think Bivol, and I've heard them talking back and forth a few times about a potential fight. So I don't think Bivol will overlook him.
How does Josh do in that fight if it gets made?
I think he does well stylistically. Buatsi, he can punch, he's fast, his hands explosive. Bivol's quite similar, but similar in certain aspects, but they do things slightly different. I think it'll be a good contest.
Craig Richards, top man. Thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social. Just a final message to the viewers tuning in ahead of your 2023. Looking forward to the resurgence for the Spider.
We're back, we're reformed. 2023, thanks for all the support. Everyone has been sticking with me, supporting me. And you know, if they say, if you're sleeping on me, I'm going to tuck you in. Jeez.
My man.